After all these years, Supreme is finally giving us a Coogi sweater collaboration, one of the most iconic brands in hip-hop history.
Ugly as ever, however, I stay Kuji down to the socks.
And I can't wait to get my hands on one of those sweaters. Sorry, what? No sweaters, but Kuji makes sweaters. We have a jersey.
Say what?
Well, at least that's a sweater jersey.
I haven't a clue what's going on here, but I'll act like I do.
Okay, great jokes. Let me see the sweater. Jeans. Oh, God.
I feel like I'm chosen. I'm covered in gold.
Welcome back, friends, to another edition of Fauntleroy's Finest, and today we're going to be talking about Supreme's Week 11 drop. Woohoo! We are finally getting a long-anticipated collaboration with the brand Kuji, founded in 1969 in Australia, of all places, and known for its very colorful knitwear, and most specifically for their sweaters. In 2002, the company's headquarters were moved to New York City. The brand started to gain a ton of notoriety because of the notorious B.I.G. Mr. Big Papa himself used to rock these all the time, and he obviously liked the brand so much that he included them into several of his most popular songs and lyrics. And because Biggie's legacy has such a huge footprint in hip-hop culture, that just brought the Kuji name along with him, influencing other rappers to wear and rep Kuji as well in their lyrics, like Kanye,
You sweater, and I ain't talking about a Kuji.
and Rick Ross.
Getting Tupac money twice over, still a real red Coogi sweater dice roller.
A funny side note, folks kind of refer to Kuji sweaters as Cosby sweaters, but none of the sweaters that Cosby ever rocked in public were actually Kuji sweaters. So good job for dodging that bullet, huh?
The point is this: he rapes, but he saves.
And it all leads up to this moment when we're finally getting a Supreme Kuji collaboration. They're gonna give us 6 different pieces. Again, I'm a little bit miffed that we don't have just a legitimate sweater. Maybe that's just too straightforward for Supreme to actually just make a regular ass sweater from a company that makes sweaters.
Well, boo fucking who?
I don't understand why you would go to the point of doing a collaboration with a brand that you just know only makes sweaters, or at least is mostly popular for making sweaters. Of course they make all kinds of other stuff. They didn't even make socks. They don't have anything. They don't have this. But obviously that doesn't bother me. And then we are getting a few other cool items this week as well. They're giving us a retro Supreme Sig water bottle, and this keychain microscope is kind of interesting as well. But before we go over all the items in the drop list, if you enjoy these videos, why don't you throw a subscribe up here, like the video, and turn on notifications so you know when I'm releasing new content. As you know, this is Star Wars week. Star Wars Day is May the 4th. I made a video going over all kinds of releases that are coming out specifically for Star Wars items this week. From Lego to Kith, I cover it in this video. Check out the link. It should be somewhere up here, maybe. And I'll also throw it in the description if you can't find it. And check out the Fauntleroy's Finest Discord. This week we have a special May the 4th section that gives you links to all the deals, steals, and amazing items that they have coming out for Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Use the fork. The fork? The forks. Use the forks.
Oh.
Alright guys, let's just jump into this drop list. First off, we have this mesh 6-panel. Please don't buy this. Please don't wear this. If you see someone wearing this, just smack them upside the head and say,
Why? Why?
why? Next up, we have the classic logo chino short. Well, I'll say this. They are shorts, and summer is upon us, so that's kind of all I really can say about these.
Eat my shorts.
Next up, we have the micro quilted sweatpants. I actually am kind of digging the micro quilted look on these items. That subtle bit of texture looks really good.
What is that, velvet?
I don't really see them like reselling or flipping or anything, but I think that these have a really good look to them, and if you buy them for the personal, you're gonna dig these a lot. Next up, we have the Patches Spiral Hooded Sweatshirt. Actually, this one is a pretty cool piece. One of the better hoodies that we've seen this year. It has some really decent colorways as well. The lavender one really makes a lot of those colors pop. The black one looks really good. I wish the white one leaned a little more to the cream colorway. Still, all those are really good, and I could see these actually doing well in time. Now, if you did buy these for reselling, get the biggest sizes in black. Maybe even that lavender one has some potential down the road. But when I say down the road, I really truly mean like down the road.
It's been 84 years.
Hoodies like this tend to age very well, but you're gonna have to be able to throw it in a closet and just kind of wait on it. They are just making so many hoodies nowadays, it's really hard for you to get like early sales on things like this. But truly, in my opinion, one of the better hoodies that has come out this season. Next up, we have the layered camo camp cap. Now, this is giving me old school camp cap vibes. I actually really want to pick up at least one of these. This is honestly a great set of camp caps. We have two hats that have red box logos on them, the traditional camo, and then the red camo. We've got a purple box logo. Like, where do we ever get those?
We are the Globo Gym Purple Cobras.
And then you got the black and white with the black box logo. Honestly, all of these look really good. I love these camp caps. These are probably my favorite camp caps from the season so far as well. I would suggest that if you're picking anything up this week, go ahead and throw one of these camp caps in with your cart. I think you should be able to make a little bit of money off of these, and if you kind of throw these into a cart that gets free shipping.
The amount of money I'm going to be making would hurt your parents' feeling.
Next up, we have the pinstripe varsity zip-up sweater. Now tell me something, Supreme. Why didn't you just let Kuji make this item? No, you're giving me a sweater, but you're not giving me a sweater from the sweater company. That said, this is a really cool piece. I really do like the black colorway a lot. If the price stays at $198, that's a little steep, but still, this is a really cool piece. I think if any of the Supreme items have a chance to age well, it's this one. Specifically, that black colorway. It goes with a lot of cool shoes. Shoes! It has OG Jordan 1 vibes for sure, and if you have the ability to sit on this for a little bit, I think it's definitely worth grabbing. Like I always say, get the biggest sizes, XXL, XL. Those will be the ones that will flip. I don't see any immediate profit on these. They might not completely sell out right away, but definitely a really cool piece to pay attention to. And if you grab one for the personal, you're gonna look really good in that thing. Next up, we have the Cherries short sleeve top. I mean, I think it's fine. Nothing special, nothing crazy. If you want it, get it, but if not, let's keep going. Here we go, the micro quilted hooded sweatshirt. Now, much like the sweatpants we saw earlier, I really do like the texture on these, and I like it a lot better in hoodie form. I don't really see any resell or anything like that in this item, but it does look really cool. I love the subtle texture in these that other Supreme hoodies just don't have. The only issue with these, not a ton of branding, so if you're buying these, you're buying them for the personal.
It's fly as hell. That's why I love it so much.
Alright, here we go, our first Kuji item, the Kuji do-rag. Now, I don't really know who's rocking do-rags that much anymore, but these are really cool do-rags. It's gonna be the exact same material that they use on their sweaters, and I think that these colorways actually look really good. It's hard for me to say which one to go after. I think people that are fans of Kuji would probably like the multicolored stuff a little bit more. I think that the people that are newer to Kuji that want to get into it are probably going to go after the black colorway. That said, I think that these colorways all look really good, and if you're grabbing them for yourself, just get whatever colorway speaks to you. It's a really cool piece, and it seems to be fairly popular this week. I hear a lot of people saying, I'm going to grab a do-rag and whatever else they're going to grab, so I do expect a lot of this Kuji stuff to go pretty quickly because there's just going to be limited quantity on most of it.
Hey, 1995 call.
Next up, we have the Lewis Special, the lightweight pinstripe suit. I know Lewis is gonna buy it. It's a $600 suit. He cannot stay away from it. Just let him have it and we'll move along. Next up, the Kuji baggy jeans. Now, this is kind of just, what the F is going on? I would have much rather them have scrapped the jeans altogether and said, hey, we're gonna give you guys a classic Kuji sweater. But they didn't, and we have these jeans. Now, I don't really hate these jeans necessarily, but at the end of the day, they're kind of just Supreme jeans with some embroidery down the side. And if they are $198, that's kind of too steep for me to buy some jeans that I kind of like. Like, I don't love these jeans, I just like them, if that makes any sense. If you want to rock these, go for it. They'll probably look great on you. And if you're going to buy them for resale, I think that's a risky one, but I would go for the biggest possible sizes that they have. I think 38 is the biggest size that they make, but like I said, it would be super risky to buy these for reselling. They're already pretty expensive, and I feel like these are the least liked items that are coming out of this Coogi collaboration.
You don't have any friends.
Next up, we have the Kuji basketball jersey, and this is 100% gonna be my sleeper of the week. I don't even know if this is really a sleeper. I think this is the item that everyone's been talking about this week. It's somewhat of an affordable item, and it's super unique, super cool. I can't say that I've seen a ton of sweater basketball jerseys in the past, and I can tell you I've never seen a Kuji Supreme basketball jersey ever, because this is the first one. These look so much better in the on-body pics than just the pics of the items themselves, and I think I probably would say the same thing with the do-rag. I think people that are really into Kuji, that want something from Kuji, are gonna go after that multicolored jersey. In my opinion, that's probably the jersey to focus on in this particular group. All three colorways actually look good in their own way, but if you want like a traditional, true sort of Kuji item, it would be the one with all the colors in it. I honestly expect these to fly. I can't imagine that they've made a ton of them, so if you do want to pick up this jersey, this would be one of the items that I would say maybe just single card it and get out of there and come back for more if you need to. Drops has the price point on this thing at $178. If that is the price point on this item, it's gonna fly. I don't expect it to stay around at a $178 price point very long, and if the price point is on the lower end, picking up an XL or an XXL of the multi-colorway one could really make you some money down the road.
The guy made $1 million.
Next up, we have the Kuji Regalian short sleeve top. This item's kind of meh for me. I don't hate it at all, but I don't love it either. $110 is kind of expensive for a short sleeve shirt to me. It does have a nice back hit on it. That's a positive. I think my only problem is I like the black colorway better, but I like how the logos are multicolored on the white version. I kind of wish that the black one had a little more color in it. I don't really think anybody should be focusing on these for resale for any reason. So if you want to pick one up for yourself, go ahead and go for it, but otherwise, let's keep going. Next up, the Kuji basketball shorts. Again, I think these are really cool. Goes with the basketball jerseys. Probably the most wearable item from this entire collaboration. The shorts are listed at $168, which is kind of pricey for shorts, but think of how lovely your bits and pieces are gonna feel being snuggled and hugged by a beautiful little Kuji sweater downstairs.
I'm talking about balls deep.
There could be some potential in these down the road. I think buying them for resale is like most of the items this week, kind of risky. So if you do end up getting them, make sure you either have a very deep closet to store them in, or buy them in your size so you can wear them. Next up, we have the Outline Crusher. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Crusher fan, but to be honest with you, probably one of the better Crushers this season as well. I don't really see Crushers doing it that much anymore. They're a little bit overpriced, and not many people are wearing them as much anymore. So if you need a Crusher to go along with your summer fun this year, this will be a great one to do it with. If you're wanting to buy them for reselling, my guess is you didn't take your meds this morning, and that's why you think for some reason it would have a chance. So don't do that, is what I'm saying.
I have to take a pill every 6 hours or I feel funny.
Next up, we have the Kuji trucker jacket. Now, this is the closest thing that I'm going to get to a sweater, but it's not a sweater because it's a jacket. Drops has these listed at $368. That's kind of a hefty price point, but honestly not the most expensive jacket that I've ever seen from Supreme. I was going to expect a fair bit more. I'm also a little torn on this item as well. Now, I personally think that black colorway looks really, really good. I love how it's subtle and everything, but the black colorway doesn't really stick out like a Kuji sweater normally would. So I hear a lot of people kind of leaning into that denim colorway. Now personally, I'm not a fan of denim colorways that much, so I don't love this one as much as some of the other pieces. I think this jacket would have looked really cool if they used that multi-colorway design on it instead of blue denim colorway. Either way, I think this is a really, really cool piece, and I actually don't think that the price point is that ridiculous.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous, but it's not as ridiculous as it could be. Depending on how many of these are made, there could be some potential here for bigger sizes to resell. That said, this is a huge risk. I think if you're buying anything this week to resell, you are really risking it. But if you have some extra cash in the bank account and want to take a gamble, this jacket might be a good one to do that on.
Let it ride, Patrick! Let it ride!
Next up, we have the Supreme Ray May Pocket Microscope. This is great for all you back alley diamond dealers. You can check out the grade of that thing on your keychain. This is a fun, small little accessory. Drops has this listed at $24. I don't really see any resale here unless there's just absolutely no stock and they sell out really quickly. But as we can see from the bracelets last week, the silver is restocking over and over again. I don't know who would have bought that silver bracelet to resell. What kind of a moron would have done that? Oh, that guy.
Guy's an idiot.
So it's hard for me to tell you to go buy accessories anymore. They just make so many of them. And even, it seems, high-end collaborative pieces. It's one of those items that if this price point holds, it's just so cheap. Like, if you're buying something, why not just throw it in your cart?
Do it.
And then the number one item on the list is this SIG water bottle. Again, you can kind of feel how unhyped a week is when a SIG water bottle is the number one item on the list. How have you guys voted a water bottle above that jacket? Whether you can afford that jacket or not, it is a way cooler item than a SIG water bottle. So shame on you guys for doing this. Just shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame.
These water bottles used to have some resell to them, but they've just made so many different iterations of the water bottle that I think everyone on earth that wanted a Supreme water bottle probably has one. The good thing about this is it has a retro vibe. They did make one very similar to this several years back, so I'll add that to the positive side. $38, although yes, that's expensive for a water bottle, not that expensive for a Supreme accessory. This is just another one of those items. If you want it, go ahead and throw it in the cart. Hopefully it gets you free shipping, and then you have a water bottle as well.
It's not cool or charming. It's just pathetic and gross.
Well, there you go, guys. I'm not going to say this is a complete dumpster fire for a week like last week, but as far as reselling goes, I don't think there's a ton of items that you guys should be focused on.
Nothing you do matters. Your existence is a lie.
Really, the only thing I can see making you some money this week are probably those basketball jerseys, and that's going to all depend on whatever the price point ends up being. Guys, let me know down below, are you going after anything from Supreme this week? Are you going to grab any Star Wars items this week? And we got Palace week 1 this week too. Who do you think's winning the battle of the season so far? Is it Palace or is it Supreme? I think right now I'm giving the edge to Palace.
Yeah, this is my palace.
Supreme, step up your game. Thank you guys for watching, and if these videos didn't give you the fill of Fauntleroy that you need in your life today, well, then you should check out these videos right here.
Stop it. If you think you're gonna make a profit, don't see my ones, don't see my guns. Get it? Now tell your friends, Papa.